Aries, this is the reading for the latter half of July, the ending of July for 2026. This is going to be a career reading the first half and love reading the second half, so let's see what we've got going for you right now. Just keep in mind there is a full moon at the end of the month. That full moon is going to affect, basically it's kind of like a celebratory thing for collaborative projects, things that have been unique. So if you have any kind of unique ideas that come up during that time, it might be a good idea to kind of work towards them, or to really put the gas pedal down on something that you've been thinking about or collaborating with others with, that you might have been like, oh, this is kind of an off-the-wall plan, or this is kind of like a weird idea, but it's unique, but it might work. You should probably give it a try. All right, Aries, let's take a look and see what we got. We've got the Page of Cups. So it looks like you're gonna have possibly a new offer. Maybe there's one already on the table. Maybe you are currently on the hunt for a new job and you've got one where you're in the very beginning steps of the interview process, something like that. Or perhaps you're working towards getting some kind of promotion or some kind of extra offer. Let's take a look and see. It's not as graceful as I would have liked. All right, let's see. What have we got for Aries for the end of July? Yeah. Oh, okay. Lot of swords. Looks like you're kind of in your head. Let's see. I mean, I guess. Okay. Oh, a lot of swords. My goodness. Okay, but it looks like in the end it's gonna hopefully turn out well for you here. The Ace of Swords is definitely the most positive, I think, of these, aside from the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is the basic overall thought process and feeling. The Page of Cups being this offer, it's an emotional offering. It's the beginning of something, right? Like if you had a relationship or something, it would be the very beginning stages. So if maybe you're in a new job and you're at the very beginning of your new job, or you are looking again for a new job and you've got an offer on the table and you've got an interview coming up. So this Three of Swords looks to me like you are really, I think you're kind of, I don't want to say you're dwelling on whatever this is, because we don't have Five of Swords here, right? We've got the Three of Swords, we've got the Four of Swords, we've got the One of Swords, Ace of Swords. So the Three of Swords is definitely a card of heartbreak. I mean, as you can see, the Swords to the Heart is pretty self-explanatory. So it's really more about kind of like feeling that anxiety that comes with having to let go of something, or the anxiety that comes with somebody or something letting go of you. So I think maybe you have had to have movement towards something interesting in your life, like a new position that might require that you let go of an old position, or perhaps you were fired and you are now in the hunt for a new job. But it looks like whatever happened here with this Three of Swords, wherever you're at, you're in kind of a sad, difficult place. It doesn't seem like you're in the kind of position that feels great. You definitely are feeling a little bit, I don't think you're betrayed. I don't think this is like a stab in the back sort of energy. This is more just like a needed change that brought along sad feelings, or difficult feelings, anxious feelings. So let's see, we've got the Four of Swords here, which is kind of a card of like taking a break. It's a healing card. So it's possible that you were let go. I'm getting kind of a vibe that maybe you were let go of a position, you had a natural break from a job, or you had a forced break from a job, that you felt pretty difficult. It was a pretty difficult experience for you, and you've been in a waiting period. You've been in a holding period, a holding position, right? This kind of is this exactly the Three of Swords to Four of Swords. It's directly in line, right? It just moves directly along. So I think you are taking time healing after this difficult break. So maybe you lost your job a few months ago and you've kind of been taking some time to find the right thing. You knew that thing was wrong for you and that's why it didn't work out. So now you've been taking time to find the right thing. And maybe the right thing is here. This Page of Cups is indicating to me there is some kind of offer on the table. So maybe you are holding space and mentally trying to let go of this anxiety so that you can accept this new offer of a new situation, a new position. So the Ace of Swords to me, so the Ace of Swords is like information. It's a new beginnings because it's the ace, right? So it's the beginning of that minor arcana. But it is also like information that instigates a new beginning, a truth that instigates a new beginning. It's not exactly an offer necessarily, more just like a piece of information that might set things in motion. Now let's take a look and see what some clarification is for this Three of Swords here. Right, Aries, you've got a lot. It seems like you've been through some stuff here emotionally with your job. It seems like you maybe lost your job recently, so I'm sorry if that's you. I'm sorry to hear that. I know that's difficult, and trying to find a new job in this environment is not always easy. All right, let's see what else we got for the Three of Swords here and clarify. Oh, okay, the King of Cups. Yeah, so I think you were in a position where you were maybe the breadwinner or the person of stable emotional and financial support for your family. Let's take a look here. We got the Queen of Swords, the Death card, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think that a change that was painful, that left you feeling very distraught and gave you a lot of anxiety, but it was an inevitable change and a big change, right? The Death card is transformations, beginning, end of one thing and beginning of another. I think this is really saying, like, this was the big the thing that happened here, and this is the only major arcana that's come out so far. Like, I really think this is a big transition time for you. The King of Cups and the Queen of Swords, I think these are both you. I mean, this position is you, and sometimes you get indicators of other people in this position as well, but I think this is all you here. I think you are both the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords of your circumstance. So you are the emotional support for yourself and those around you, and you offer a lot of guidance for the people around you, and from a place of, you know, understanding because you've done it and experience. The Queen of Swords is cunning, intelligent, doing things knowing that they're going to be for her highest good because she's thinking a few steps ahead and trying to figure out how to make life work in a way that's going to be best for her, and can sometimes be a little bit, I think, brutal, can cut things out for that. So maybe you made this decision yourself. You know, the Knight of Swords is the Knight in Shining Armor card, right? So the Knight of Swords to me is saying, I think you made this decision. I don't think somebody else, or if it happened and you didn't do it, it was supposed to happen and you kind of knew that going into it. So I think that you are in the midst of this transition. You're coming towards the end of the kind of like mourning period for this old situation with your career, and you are healing up and getting ready to accept the new thing. I think that's what it appears to be here. Let's see if we can get some clarification on this Four of Swords. Four of Swords for Aries for the end of July. What we got going on? Their current circumstance surrounding them. It's the okay. Yeah, stability. I mean, it can be like celebration, the Four of Wands, but in this situation, especially since we got four very stable, grounded energy, foundational energy, that's brought on by a celebration, a landmark celebration, milestone celebration. So I think you have been waiting for the right time, maybe, to get moving on something that you know is going to end up being better for you, and it might already be on the table. Let's take a look and see if I've got anything else here for this Four of Swords. You want to give me? Okay. Queen of Wands. Yeah. So I think you've been taking this time the last maybe few weeks, maybe a couple of months. I don't think it's been a super long time. I'm not getting that vibe with all of this Swords energy and this Wands energy. I think there's movement. I mean, a lot of Swords energy, right? You were definitely in your head about this. But I think you're ready to move forward. The Four of Wands is a Wands are a movement card. They're an energy card. And the Four of Wands is that kind of, it can be like a marriage card, but in this context, I don't really see that as what this is. This is more like a milestone, a celebration for a milestone, getting ready to celebrate that shift as opposed to mourning it and taking care of it emotionally and trying to mend it. You are ready to celebrate it now. And as the Queen of Wands, which is also a lower level you, right? It's a fire sign, is giving me, it's going to be like you are finally in your element. You are finally feeling yourself. You are finally really like leaning into the way you feel about yourself and feeling good about yourself and feeling like you embody the kind of person that you think you need to be in order to do this new thing. I think maybe you weren't 100% sure, but now you are. I think you're getting there, right? This card is the transition card towards the end here, which is the Ace of Swords, which is way more definitive. It's way more of like a kind of energy versus all this other like waiting and kind of floating around energy. The Ace of Swords is very much, you know, sword in the stone, kind of like get it and grow, you've got this. This is a new thing. This is going to be great kind of energy. So let's see what we've got for the Ace of Swords to clarify here. We got anything to clarify the Ace of Swords? as the outcome. Oh, okay, King again, King of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you know that this situation is going to be very solidifying for you financially. You are going to be able to feel very stable. You are going to be able to feel very strong, and you're being smart about it. You're being smart about which offer you take. But I think the offer is on the table, and I think whatever information you're waiting for to make you feel solid about your choice, I think you might have been waiting for the right thing to like ring your bell and tell you like, yes, this is the one, this is the thing, this is the move. And I think it's coming. I think it's coming soon. I mean, all right, we just jumped out at me, 10 of Cups and the Sun. Yeah, yep, and the King, and then you. Yeah, so I think that overall, absolutely, you have been waiting, you've been being smart, you have not been going too fast, you have not been being impulsive. Good for you. And you have said, I'm going to wait until everything's illuminated and this particular piece of information that I need to know to make sure that this is going to be okay comes to light. And with the King of Pentacles, that's that grounded energy. The 10 of Cups, obviously, fabulous energy, right? You know that this thing, this position, this decision is going to give you everything you need. This Sun energy, is all about exposing things, right? The Sun is also awesome. It's like the best card in the deck. It's very much so like the 10 of Cups energy, only in the major arcana. But also it is a feeling of whatever you needed to be exposed, whatever you needed to understand, whatever piece of information you needed in order to accept this new thing or to say, yes, that's the one, you're going to get that. And the King of Wands is, I think, you just reaffirming like this is you being the best version of you. So I say if you've got an offer on the table and there's a piece of information you've been waiting for, and maybe you hear scuttlebutt around, or somebody tells you, or a friend tells you something, like you get a piece of information that's like, yes, I feel good about this. I would say, maybe don't wait around too long, because opportunities don't last forever. All right, Aries, I hope you enjoyed that. This was the career part of your reading. If you liked it, if you felt like it was resonated, please let me know. That always helps the channel. And if you want to comment down below and let me know how you felt about it, that was very much appreciated. I always like to know how y'all feel about the readings. And it helps the Chanel. And it's all free. Everybody loves something free, right? All right, let's take a look at your love life now. Looks like you've got some good stuff going on in your career, but maybe some dramatic stuff here that you've finally healed from. So let's see how your love life is doing. Maybe less tumultuous. Aries, let's see. Something for Aries. Oh, wow. Okay, that's the one that stayed up. That's one we're taking. Okay. Alrighty, so the Knight of Swords. All right. Knight of Swords. It's looking like you... Again, this Knight of Swords energy is knight in shining armor coming to the rescue. Piece of information that's going to save you from yourself, save you from a situation that's difficult for you. Let's see what that means with your love life. Let's take a look. Aries love life. End of July. Let's see what we got. What do we got? And with that, oh, there you are again with the Page of Cups. Hello, it's coming back around again. And with that full moon energy being all about like collaborative effort and interesting new ideas, if you feel like you're hesitating on something because the idea seems strange, the energy of that full moon to me is saying don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Okay. Somebody's feeling a little bit defensive. You're protecting your position. Let's take a look. We're almost there. You're what I want, but I want underneath. There we go. Okay, and there's that Four of Wands again. Yep. Well, this looks good. I mean, if you're in a committed relationship here, Aries, I think that you are in a good place. This is showing me that there's this new thing coming in, this Page of Cups. The fact that this is in this position here as you, and it was in the position before in your career position. I mean, let's be honest, your career is going to be inextricably linked with kind of how your life unfolds. If the Page of Cups is coming in this position, this is telling me these two things are linked. I think the first part of your reading and the second half of your reading are affecting one another. Definitely. Especially since we have multiple cards showing up in both readings. The only one that isn't is the Seven of Wands, and I think that's interesting because it's the only one that's really like about you and how you feel about this, I think. So this is showing me you've got this new thing that's coming in. This is going to be great. You are ready. You're going to be the knight in shining armor. You are going to be this, or this thing is going to be the knight in shining armor for your relationship, for you, for everything. That 10 of Cups was coming in at the end there on the last part of the reading. Like, I think this is going to be good for y'all. And the Page of Cups is telling me you've brought this idea. to your significant other. And now again, I don't know if you're in a committed relationship. I don't know if you've just got a kind of casual thing going on with somebody, or maybe you're single. If you're single, this looks like you might be getting some offers. Maybe this new thing that's coming into your life is going to bring some romantic opportunities. You're going to maybe meet new people, and you're going to have some new people come around you, and it's going to go, oh, okay, these are new offers coming in. You know, small, not big, flirtations here and there. I'm not, you know, at least to start. I don't think you're necessarily looking for anything crazy. The Page of Cups is new, vibrant. I just think you're more focused on whatever that career thing was in the first half of the reading than you are about your romantic life right now, maybe. But I think that you are putting the feelers out there. Like, you know that there's a possibility, so you kind of want to like dip your toes in the water. And it's the fish are biting, right? The fish are biting, coming out of the cup, and they're going, I'll bet your toes. Now, the Seven of Wands is a card of defensiveness. I mean, it's a good position. It's not a bad card. And with how everything is coming out here, I feel like these are telling me that these are good. Like, this is good. This is good energy. This isn't like a bunch of contentious, difficult, battling energy. The Seven of Wands is all the fights are over. You may have already had fights about this. If you're married with your significant other, you may have already done the arguments and the explaining what's going to make it right and what's going to be good about it and what's going to be bad about it. And they've already expressed their discontent or their appreciation for the idea or what have you. And I think that you guys are going to be standing strong. I think that you're going to be standing on business. I think if you're not already committed to the person that you're with, that might be coming up. You might be going with this person to some kind of like celebration. The Four of Wands, again, it's a very stable card. It is a card traditionally of marriage celebration. So again, it could be that you are going to be getting married at the, you know, that might be getting planned at the end of the month. But more, to me, less that, I think a less definitive thing and more realistic is probably that it's an energy of you are grounding yourself for, you're finding new people in new celebratory experiences. You're having an opportunity to get yourself out there a little bit emotionally and flirtatiously with new people in this new place with this new thing that you're doing, in the collaborative efforts that you have. Coming together with other people is going to give you these new opportunities, and it's going to ground you emotionally. So if you're single, I think that you are finding new opportunities at this new place, this new chapter of your life that's coming up, that you're finding new opportunities within it. If you are not single, if you are in a committed relationship, I think you've gone through all of the discussions about this new opportunity that may have been a little bit meh at the beginning, and you are now solid at the end of it, feeling very good, feeling very like, yes, I'm celebrating this, our marriage is strong, this feels very good, or our committed relationship is strong, this feels very good. Let's get some cards to clarify here. This Page of Cups. This Page of Cups. What is this Page of Cups? I think we kind of know, but keep popping up. Obviously, you want to be seen, Page of Cups. Okay, what is that? The Chariot. Okay, yeah. Moving forward, choosing the direction, deciding which direction to go is going to be best for you. You know that this is your responsibility right now, is making the choice to move forward in this. And I think you're ready. You're taking the reins. You know, you're taking the reins and you're doing it. All right, let's flip too. Yep, Queen of Wands. So, you are feeling yourself. You are vibing with yourself. You're feeling very vibrant. You're feeling very strongly about how good this makes you feel, how good this makes you look, how good this makes your life seem. And you want to move forward with that. You have chosen your direction. You're steering the cart, and you're on the move. So you're vibing, you're looking good. You know, the Queen of Wands is a card of looking good, which is great. As a romantic side of this reading, this is, you know, that's good. You want to look good. You're shining. Other people are noticing you. They might be throwing you glances. They might be throwing you a little interest. Seven of Wands here for the current circumstances surrounding the love situation. Seven of Wands. You might be feeling a little bit defensive also if it's new and you don't have a love interest. Oh, let's see. Oh, the Star. Yeah, I think you really are feeling good about yourself and about this decision and about how you look and about how I think you're glowing from the inside out, because you know you know how sometimes when you don't know what you want and you've been thinking about it for a long time, you've been working on it for a long time, deciding, is this right, is this wrong, it kind of dims your light a little bit just because you're dealing with the anxiety that comes with that, right? Once you have clarity, the Knight of Swords rather, once you have that clarity of purpose and clarity of vision and clarity of choice, once you know that you're done with all the rest of it, you're ready to cut through the BS, right, and get to it, you it's a wish come true, right? The star is a wish fulfillment card, but it's also, I think, a card of just you being this awesome version of yourself, this guiding light, this northern star. You are in the defensive position, but you are in the victorious position. You aren't here freaked out about the people beneath you that are trying to get at you. You're here feeling like, I got this, like I figured this out. Which come true. This is great. This is great. I think they know this is great. If it's that you don't have somebody in your life right now, you're looking for somebody, people are noticing you. But be wary, don't be afraid, but be aware of the possibility of being maybe a little bit too defensive. Sometimes when you're not used to having a lot of attention, and a lot of attention starts to be thrust upon you, you can get a little bit like, why are you paying attention to me? Like, why are you talking to me? What's this? What's your motivation? Or are you, I don't know. Should I listen to you? So just be aware that could come in as a defensive position thing, but I'm not getting a lot of anxiety in this portion of this reading, to be 100% honest with you. As I say that, we get the Eight of Swords. Yeah, don't hold yourself back to kind of like, if you're feeling like you're shining a little bit too brightly, your star is kind of glowing and you're kind of becoming a little bit too present for people and you're not used to that, try not to hold yourself in like a prison try not to shield yourself from the world. It is a natural inclination if you are somebody who has anxiety about being out in public, anxiety about being seen, if you are somebody who's shining very brightly, if you are in flow with spirit and the universe is flowing through you and you're just like glowing, you're just glowing, right? It doesn't matter how traditionally beautiful you are, people are going to notice you walking around. And when that starts happening, it can be a little bit disconcerting for somebody who doesn't like to be seen. Right? If you're somebody who doesn't want to be seen, having a whole bunch of eyes on you all the time can make you retreat. This is the Eight of Swords, right? Traditionally, Rider-Waite, it's a person inside a circle of swords, kept there by their own hand. So I think this is saying, and with the Star being such a freeing card, and the Seven of Wands being such a card of strength, personal strength, the Eight of Swords is not a card of strength, really. It's a card of, like, a kind of victimized withholding. So I think this is saying don't allow yourself to get too, you need to balance everything. You need to balance your situation. Make sure that you are balancing good judgment with new people. When you have a lot more attention, there's a lot more people that might not be great that show you interest as well. So use your best judgment. Don't be too defensive, but put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. People are going to be seeing you either way. If this is your relationship, because I was talking about, being single when I pulled this, I wouldn't necessarily pay attention to that. If you are in a committed relationship, I still think that you are shining and that the Star is applicable. But if you are in a committed relationship right now, honestly, I just think that you guys have, there we go. The Ten of Pentacles, right? So I think you guys have just been in a very, you know which way to go with this, right? Which one do you want? Do you want the Eight of Swords or the Ten of Pentacles? Not that do you want to be in a committed relationship or not, but do you want to be leaning into your glow? Or do you want to be shielding yourself? Don't hold yourself back. Don't dim your light because you're afraid it's shining too bright and people are starting to pay attention to you. And you don't know what their motivations are, so you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself. Don't do that just because something is new and you're a little bit unsure. But also, exercise your best judgment. Not everybody's out to be your friend. Not everybody has your best interest at heart. But I think if you're in a committed relationship, things are looking good. Y'all have potentially butt heads a little bit about this new thing. You have maybe said, like, look, I understand that you think this is best for you. I don't know if it's best for me, yada, yada, yada. I think you've worked through it. You both discussed it. You figured it out. You both have agreed. Ten of Pentacles, right? This is going to be good for us. Totally. Financially, excellent. This is wealth building stuff. So, Four of Wands. Let's get a final here for your relationship. It's looking good, honestly. Whatever this new thing is, I think since you're leaning into it, since you're allowing yourself to move forward with it, it will be your knight in shining armor. It can be, if you really allow yourself to embody it. Whoop. Ace of Cups. Okay, yeah, if you're looking for love, you're looking for it in all the right places. So the Ace of Cups is telling me good to go, right? This is an excellent idea. This new thing is going to bring forth emotional fulfillment. Specifically emotional fulfillment. The Ace of Cups is a love offering. It can be. So if you're single, you're looking for somebody, I think you're going to be getting that attention. I think you're going to be getting plenty of these. I don't think this is the only one. I think you're going to be getting lots of them. And be discerning. If you are married, things are good. Excellent news. If you are married, things are strong. And this new thing that y'all are going to do is just going to make things even stronger. And it's just going to make both of you feel even better about the situation. And just stay positive. When you are positive about yourself and about the decisions that you're making, the people that rely on you can feel more positive about them as well. So if you're happy and you're glowing and everything looks good and you're trying to get somebody on board with a new idea, I mean, how much more likely do you think they'll be to go with you if you're happy and you're glowing, or if you're sad and you're gray and you're freaked out about how whether or not it's going to work? And, so let go of whatever anxiety you have left in you. I don't think there's much, if any at all, from whatever happened to you in your career recently, whatever happened that kind of was like an upheaval or that hurt you. And I think once you really accept how awesome this is going to be, this next chapter is going to be, you're moving into a great experience romantically. You're moving into a very solid period with your spouse or your partner, or you are moving into a position of having a lot more offers and a lot more people paying attention to you. Just keep your glow. Keep shining. Don't let the occasional stresses and anxieties of life take that away from you. All right, Aries, I hope that this helped. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if so, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Tell me you thought I was awesome. That'd be nice. If applicable or otherwise. Whatever, it's all good. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one.